All right, Donna, let's just jump right into it. So we're here at the beach.
Yeah.
Here in San Clemente.
San Clemente.
Like we're in this weird area.
You're actually in Capistrano Beach.
Capistrano Beach, right? And it's gorgeous and it's rugged. And I'm really excited to talk to you because you have Dana Wharf Fishing and Whale Watching.
Yes. Dana Wharf Sportfishing and Whale Watching.
Yep. And I've been on one of your boats.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Wreaking absolute havoc with my fly fishing off of a deep sea fishing boat. But
well, it's kind of the same concept. We do fly line, different kind of fly lining, but you were trying.
You know what? I gave it the Colorado girl best effort out there on the water, but you guys have been, so you are titled COO, but you're actually functioning as the CEO.
Right. My brother Mike and I own Dana Wharf Sportfishing and Whale Watching, a business that was started in 1971 from Dana Point Harbor.
Yep.
We were the first operating business.
So let's go back to what you just said. One of the things that makes your story unique to the Busy Podcast is that you are a legacy family business, right? You've got all these entrepreneurs. One of your brothers is a YouTuber.
Right.
And you run this legacy business. So let's talk about, family businesses made up of, a bunch of entrepreneurs can be complicated, right?
Yes.
How do you stay entrepreneurial and manage the family side of your business?
Yeah, it's super challenging, but it's so much fun. I would never change it for anything in the world. So owning a family business and managing it with my brother. Previously, my father, he just passed away 3 years ago, but he was there every day. He called every day. He was very much telling me, like, did you do this? Did you do that? Like, it's very much like a family, And so my dad really guided me through, introduced me to so many people. It's a huge amount on me to make sure that I carry on his legacy.
Yeah, because it is a big legacy, right?
It's a huge legacy.
His nickname was the Don of Dana Point.
Yeah.
Right.
Don of
like
Dana
that's
Point,
that's like mafia family sounding, right?
Yeah, we're not mafia,
No,
but yes,
that's
I
good,
know
that's
we're not
good.
Italian mafia, but yes, people have said that, like, he was the Don of Dana Point.
Yeah.
So it's a hard act to follow, but I have so many friends, family, supporters that are just so proud, and they just every single year we have May 15th is Don Hansen Day in the harbor.
I saw that.
Yeah, and it's become just this huge event, and people come from all over, and they just want to relive the stories. We started off the San Clemente Pier in 1958. That's where
amazing.
So that's where my father bought the business. It was called San Clemente Sportfishing at that time, and it was off the San Clemente Pier, and he was working for the owner, and the opportunity came for him to buy the business. And then after that, the opportunity arose that the Dana Point Harbor was going to open. And that's kind of what happened.
And you were first there, right?
Yes.
You were the first company there, because now
company.
there's a lot of companies to choose from when you're in Dana Point, right? Like they're everywhere.
Right. Well, I mean, so it started 54 years ago. So we've been in the harbor for 54 years. We're just embarking on our new project. So as I sit here, our parking structure is going to
that is so
open.
needed there.
Mm-hmm. So the parking structure will open next week. And if you can believe, we've just been waiting for a parking structure for 25 years.
Wow.
25 years to get the project.
Is it like the permits and
California
stuff?
And then after that, then they'll start to revitalize the whole entire harbor, take down the restaurants and the shops and rebuild. Our area will be a couple years away, but just the parking structure is huge.
Yeah.
And that was, my dad says that when he started the business in 1971, the first thing he said is, we need a parking structure. So if you can imagine, like,
Wow.
the first day you're operating, you're like, wow, we really needed a parking structure. And, 54 years later, we got one.
Yeah.
So we're super excited.
Let's talk a little bit about the business that you're in, right? Because you're not really selling a thing. Right. You're selling an experience.
Yes.
Right. And experience is like what you guys offer, which, by the way, is one of the funnest days I've ever had with my stepson, despite
Fishing
my
is the best.
terrible fishing technique. But how do you, Right. Your business is reliant on what's going on in the economy, right?
It is.
So like, what are you seeing trend wise, right? Like you have all these new technologies also replicating experiences. How do you stay relevant in that kind of a marketplace?
Right. I mean, it's really the people. So like we are an experience business. So our employees are the best at customer service. So it's a lot of word of mouth. It's a lot of advertising. And now in the digital age, like, so much is out there for you to choose from. But ours is a lot of word of mouth. We've been doing it for 50 years and people know our brand. Right. So it's brand awareness. Come fishing at Dana Wharf. You know what you're going to get. So we have so many people that just have the best experience, and our whale watching is also the best. So we're the dolphin and whale watching capital of the world in Dana Point. We have a lot going on. We have a lot to live up to, but that is what we do best, is connect with our passengers and make sure that we're offering the best experience.
And you're also like deeply ingrained in your community. Right. Talk about how community play, because I know you do work with Fish for Life.
Yes.
And you have a lot of community engagement and events.
Right.
Like, talk about how you work with your community and why it's so important to your business.
There's so much. So it started way back. My father just was involved in all the chambers. So, you are involved in the chambers, and from there you get involved in nonprofits. So we're very, very involved in Fish for Life, which is a nonprofit that takes special needs kids out fishing. Yeah. We do that 5 times a year, and we start in June, and we have all these fishing trips for these amazing kids. We take out 100 people every single time we go on the water, and we're giving back. And these kids I go on about 3 or 4 of them, and I'm crying, and everybody has the best experience. So it starts there. Like, we just give back to the community. We're involved in a lot of nonprofits. Yeah. The Pier Pride, because Pier Pride is the organization that raises money for the San Clemente Pier, and that's where our business started. So, that was another thing. My dad was like, continue to be involved in the pier and make sure that never falls or falls apart. So we give a lot to the pier. We're also involved in Doheny State Park Foundation, which is right next to us. It's right here down the walkway from where you're sitting right now. And that's a beautiful park. And so we make sure we're involved in that. And then I also chair the Festival of Whales, which is 54 years old. My dad started that right when he came to the harbor.
What is that?
So the Festival of Whales is 1 weekend a year. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it celebrates the return of the California gray whale past Dana Point.
Ah, okay, okay.
So the gray whales migrate from, about the gray whales, they migrate from Alaska down to the Baja Peninsula, and they go to the bays and lagoons, and they give birth, and then they come back. And so both ways they pass us. So we celebrate them every year in March.
They're super cool. I remember when I lived in Laguna Beach, coming through Crystal Cove.
Yes.
I had just moved from Colorado to Laguna Beach. Never seen a whale in my life. And I was driving to work, and I was like, there's water shooting out of that rock. It was a whale. It was my first whale. And I pulled over and just it's awe-inspiring the first time you see an animal like that,
Right.
And how do you, with climate change and with all of the environmental things that are going on, how is that a part of your business, right? Like, you can't control the whales.
Right. You can't. But it starts just like what you said. And that's what, Wyland, the artist, that's what made him create.
He's great.
Yes.
He's got a studio, right?
He has a studio in Laguna. And when he came there, when he was 8 years old on vacation with his parents, he was swimming, and he came up and he saw 2 gray whales doing exactly what you said. It's awe-inspiring. It changed the trajectory of his life.
Wow.
He became the best well-known marine artist in the world.
Yeah.
And he went on to paint 103 whale walls. One of them is freshly painted in Laguna on his studio. He just finished it. So that is right there is what makes it so perfect because of where we are. And, in those months in April and May, when those gray whales come home and they play in the lagoons off Laguna, it's very much like Baja.
Yeah.
And that is just, it just takes your breath away.
It does.
It does.
It stops you in your tracks.
And people have come off the boat and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to learn more. I want to.
How can I help?
How can I help? How can I clean up the ocean? How can I get rid of plastics? Like, I don't want whales swimming in that. Like, it just sparks so much if you see it. It's way better than watching a video or being online. You have to be out. You have to smell the air. You have to see the whales and dolphins, see the splash, water. The spout. Yeah. So that's how it all starts. Exactly what you just said. Awe-inspiring. And you were driving. Think about if you were sitting on the beach. So many people will call us and they're sitting on the beach in Laguna and they're like, oh, I just saw a whale.
I want more.
Yeah. They're like, oh my gosh, dude, come up here and see this whale. It's so funny. So, and that happens right here where you're sitting all over the beaches in San Clemente.
Nothing can prepare you for that the first time you see a whale. I mean, it's just like soul stirring.
Right. You know? And that's why whale watching is so important. Yeah. And it's such a part of the economy in Southern California.
And the culture, it is a culture that embraces, marine life, whales, and just like that, the quietness that you feel when you experience something like that.
It's just you're one with the ocean, and people just want to get on the ocean to get away from their daily lives. And when they get out there and they can see Mother Nature, like, it's just wonderful. Yeah. So we have just touched so many people from that.
Yeah. And like in your industry, like I have a question but I don't know if it's relevant, but it kind of is. So when you're running a legacy business that's experiential, right? Mm-hmm. How do you innovate? Like, how do you stay relevant in a pretty crowded market? Like, what is the secret sauce, right? To why you're a 3-generation deep family business.
You're right.
Yeah.
The secret sauce. Well, so it's kind of funny. I'm there. So I would say the secret sauce for me is that I'm there. And I'm there for everyone. And I know that people say, oh, I can't.
What does that mean? You're actually physically there?
I'm in the chair.
Yeah.
Someone said to me, like, oh my gosh, they see you in the chair and that makes them relax and they know you're there. And so I'm there for people to talk to. I'm available for all my employees, my customers. A lot of them have my phone number. I mean, that's how it works for me. I don't know how it works for other people, but I have to be present.
Yeah.
I have to be present. And that's how you know what people need and what they want and what their new experience is. We have a very seasoned group of whale watchers, very experienced. And we also have brand new that have never been. It's their first time. We have an 8-hour whale watch experience that we do every month. And, like, I listened to what those people really wanted from our trips, and it helped me mold the new trip that we are going to run, So it's really about listening to your customers, I think.
I mean, that is like the basis for all business, right? Like, listen to what.
And I read every review. Like, if there's something that I'm super hands-on about, it's the reviews. And people are like, you could outsource that. You could pay some. I'm like,
some of them are kind of mean, though.
Yeah.
Like, not all reviews are good, but they're all useful, right?
Right.
So.
But I love when if people take time out of their day to leave a huge review and give you a 5-star.
You want to get in it.
Yeah. I feel like I should read it and respond. Yeah. So that's a really good thing. And I get a lot of good ideas from those reviews.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you consider yourself an entrepreneur?
I do.
You do. Okay. Tell me why.
Because owning the business that my father started is one thing, but the business has evolved so much. It required building new boats. It required expanding to a new location. So about 10 years ago, we expanded to Oceanside, which is a half hour to the south of us. And we have 2 whale watching vessels there. And so that is a huge part of what we do as well. And I think that really sets me up to be a great entrepreneur.
Yeah. And you're taking the risks, right? You're taking the risks, you're expanding. Right. You're not just, it's scary when you start to expand, especially a legacy business.
Right.
Right. But in order to stay fluid and nimble,
you got to change.
You got to change.
You have to expand, or you have to change. You have to do new things, new experiences. Yeah. Like, we're always adding new fishing trips, for instance. Like, people are always like, I don't know how you can do whale watching and fishing. They're so separate. And I'm like, they're really not. They're experiences. They're different experiences. But like you said, you could go fishing and see a whale.
I saw several whales, you know, I mean, that was the highlight,
right?
You know,
and those people will get off the boat and go on a whale watch trip. So we have tons of people that come here, and half the party will go fishing, half the party will go whale watching. You know, we've allowed other people to open businesses through us. Like we have a parasail company that does really well. So, you know, the door's always open for new ideas and new collaborations.
Yeah. And like, what are the challenges for an experiential business right now? Like, really break it down. Like, what's your real challenge right now? Because you've got established brand, you've got clientele, you're expanding, you've got the parking garage.
So it's for us, it's construction. So we're in a construction zone.
Like actual, like
like, you know, our parking structure is one part of a multi-billion-dollar renovation in our harbor. So we're going to have new hotels. We're going to have all new shops and restaurants, and that's going to be a like 5-year
ongoing.
Yes, ongoing. So it's phased approach. So right now it's like messaging, like, hey, we're open, like nothing's going on. Just come down, get on the boat.
So it's not the economy. It's not macroeconomics. It's like the physical reality
right now
of things.
I mean, it ebbs and flows. Like, I would say that, you know, the economy, people will go fishing if there's fish. So that is one thing that you can count on the fishermen. Like if it's great fishing, they're out on the water.
Right.
And, you know, they're the best group of people. So thanks to them.
Yeah.
Whale watching, you know, they want
kind of a luxury item, right?
It's kind of a luxury item. And then if you're not seeing blue whales every day, people are like, I could wait. So a lot of people are on the fence. Like, so in the summertime, it's a mixed bag of what you're going to get. It is blue whale season. We just don't know when they're going to show up.
Right.
So people watch because they know that. Gray whales are a little different. Like they're going to pass by us every single day. So your chances of seeing.
So cool.
Isn't it cool?
It's so cool.
Yeah. It's like how they say the swallows return to San Juan Capistrano. The gray whales always return to Dana Point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's your story is really.
And where we are, it's like such the best location, you know?
And it's just like, it's sane, right? There's a wildness to this area that you don't get, you know, up north towards Santa Monica, LA. Like this is
very
just
natural.
It is. And it's kind of a no BS zone, you know, like it's very, you know, it's peaceful here, you know, and very sane. So, you know, for entrepreneurs who are looking to start a business and stay inspired by people like you who have done, you know, cool and challenging things, what advice do you have?
I just always keep learning and asking other people. Like I ask a lot of people like, hey, how did that work for you? Like, you know, I'm always learning. I'm always inspired by new businesses that open. Like I have a new shop that's opening in the harbor. I'm just always inspired. And I, you know, look at what my competitors are doing too and see what's working, what's not. And I always have a trusted person, you know, like, you know, I really think that's important. Like that you have a sounding board to like, talk to people about ideas that you might have.
And you listen too, right? Like you're reading the room as you go along.
Right.
As an entrepreneur and business owner, right?
Yeah.
You read those reviews. You listen to your clients.
And you listen to other people too. Like, yeah, you got to pick and choose who you listen to, right? So you have to be savvy. But it's worked for us. And I think that it'll continue. And it's good to be involved in the community because the community will support you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So always like look to the community and be good to the community because they will come back and support you.
And give back, right?
Give back. Always give back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in to our boudoir. Our set's kind of a boudoir today.
It is.
Donna, but it works.
It's kind of interesting.
It is.